Y'all doing? Yes. We are live. Of course, I put come hang out. I'm live. It says I'm alive instead. Stupid freaking text to type crap. I swear. How is everybody's day today? Hope everybody's day has been great. Work day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but yes, we are live. Oh my goodness. I gotta get my YouTube chat pulled up here on my computer. Let's see here. Couldn't figure out the hey, what's up, Benita? How's it going? Yeah, ain't nothing special going on here today. We're just pretty much just hanging out today. Nothing else to do. Thought I'd decide to go live every two or three times every week or something. I've been feeling better since the last time I went live. You're making spaghetti? Sounds great. I wish I could eat some spaghetti. I got some spaghetti sauce I need to eat though, for sure. All I gotta do is make some noodles and heat up the sauce. Now you're starting to make me hungry. I'm sure it's pretty good though. I'm sure you're making it homemade. Benita. So how's your week been, Benita? Pretty good? Yeah. Mine's been okay. I've been feeling better. So I decided to do a live stream and just hang out with everybody. Beats coughing your guts out all day, you know? Yeah, I just got home from work. I can finally go back to work now. Could have been worse, but the sun's out, so it's better just with that. Or where do you live? Up north or something? You live where it snows? You ain't gotta tell me where you live. Does it snow there a lot? Yeah, it snows a ton here, man. Illinois. Oh, geez, yeah. Y'all get that lake effect. That's horrible, man. I've been there once. Ugh. When I was a little boy in the middle of winter, dude. I ain't never seen so much snow my whole life. Francisca Romanojo, how you doing? APPRP 04. What's that supposed to be? Where am I from? I'm from Virginia. I was born in Virginia. I was raised in Florida and in West Virginia. GTA Cheats, what's up, GTA Cheats? Good to see you, man. Oh no, I just got my gaming PC done. GTA Cheats. It's a i3. Well, you can see it right over here. It's over here in this. This is my little HP, and the other one is the gaming PC I built. I can snow rain before 10 or 100 thunderstorms. Tornado all in a week. Yeah, damn, that sucks. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been through a tornado, but I've been through hurricanes. That's a bitch, you know. Yeah, I just started playing Fortnite on it, and well, actually, I'm playing Valorant on this one here, which is the HP. I upgraded, and then I'm playing Fortnite and Rocket League on the other one, and I think a few other games. I can't play anything new like Indiana Jones on it. The graphics card I got in it don't have ray tracing on it, so I can't do that yet. But the system though can't handle a ray tracing encoding card like the art cards. I just went with a cheap $99. Was it? It was $85 GPU I got on eBay, which was a 1660 Super with a 12th Gen i3. It's perfect for Fortnite, Rocket League, older games like what else? Far Cry and all that stuff. Had an earthquake back in 2008. Believe that was a new one for me back then. What do you think about the new GTA coming out? Oh, the new GTA 6, Grand Theft Auto 6. Yeah, it's supposed to be a cool game, but it's like that Indiana Jones game. If you don't have an up to date system with a modern GPU that's at least 12 gigabytes and has like ray tracing and encoding in it, you're not playing it. It won't even launch on a computer. I don't know if it's on Xbox X Series or if it's on if it comes out on that or the PlayStation 5. If it could be played on that, that's one thing, but on a computer, if the graphics cards does any of the graphics cards don't have ray tracing and encoding on it, you're not playing it. It won't even launch. Is what I'm trying to say. So I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know a lot of people are having issues with that new Indiana Jones game they got coming out. I probably won't get to play it then. You have a PS4? I don't know. Like I said, if it comes out on the PS4 and you can play it, yeah. But I know on computers, it's supposed to need. Well, it's like that with Cyberpunk. You still need ray tracing and encoding to play it, but I mean, at its optimal performance. But you can still play Cyberpunk without it. But I don't know. I mean, there's there there's been a few videos out of people can't play the Indiana Jones. It won't even launch for them with their older technology. You know. Plus that too. That's why a lot of people have gone to more modern graphics cards and systems now. I mean, I could do it on mine, but I'd need a hefty ass graphics card to do it. That's why I like playing the older games on Steam that my computers can basically play. Sorry for the errors. Typing. Oh, I got you. No worries. I need to see you play VR. I don't have any VR. I don't do the VR thing. I just play with the. This is what I do. I'm old school. I play with the Xbox controller. That's how I play it on here. I'm old school. I don't mess with that VR stuff. I've seen a lot of people doing it, and I think it's neat, but I ain't gonna do it. I don't feel like buying all the rig for it, and all that stuff. My kids are hilarious. Jump scares are great. What they playing the VR stuff? I heard it's fun. I just ain't into it. It's not for everybody. The game do you like the most? The game I like the most, let me see. I've been playing a few of them. I like Valorant. Valorant's my favorite game. It doesn't take much requirements. Valorant and Half Life. Those are my two favorite games. I like the retro games pretty much. I'm an outdoors channel too. I'm not just a gaming channel. I do everything. A little bit of this and a little bit of that, you know what I mean? A variety channel of sorts, as you could say. Oculus? Yeah, I know what it is. Benita. Yeah, Oculus Rift. I know what they are. I just ain't got into them. I remember when they first came out, people were like freaking out doing the roller coaster game and freaking out and shit, passing out while they were doing it. It was crazy. That's what we have. My husband had to have one. And some people are into the latest, greatest thing. I don't blame you. I used to be like that, but, you know, just playing Valorant, Fortnite, and Half Life, and a few other games I play. I don't play very many games. I just got my, like, select few games I play. Rocket League, Tomb Raider, Doom Eternal. I just started up that Halo Infinity, which is pretty fun. If you ain't never played Halo Infinity, you should play it. Let's see here. Da-da-da-da-da. That's the wrong one. And I'm doing something real quick. I just thought I'd pop alive and spend some time with you guys today. If you're bored. Well, at least until 5 o'clock. I might do something around 5. Since it's nice and warm out for once. It's just windy out right now. What the hell? This is why I hate this stupid thing. Oh well. Hey, Miss Kitty, how you doing? Yeah, I see some dust. Oh yeah. Well, it can't be helped. I haven't dusted the stupid table in a while. I need to though. How you doing, Miss Kitty? Always good to see you, Missy. How you been this week? You been doing a lot of tattoos with the hubby? I'm good, thank you. I've been feeling better. That's a plus. I've been sick all week. Oh, you got a cold? Oh man, that sucks. I think everybody got that cold, Kitty. Everybody. I've had this cold for like a week. I'm still on antibiotics. Nope, staying away from the shop. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know if he was working or what you was into, Kitty. That's why I asked. It don't hurt to ask. It's so boring today, man. I'm not lying. I worked on like 3 computers today when I went back to work. It's a pain in the butt. We had to go to a doctor's office out in the middle of freaking Lester County to pick up 3 computers. I was like a hour drive out there and an hour drive back, and I started working on it, and then I didn't get them finished. The sickness this year is, yeah, it's been horrible, man. I think everybody I know, at least online and around my own area, has gotten sick with this, I guess, flu or cold or whatever's going around. Deep clean, disinfected my house. That's the only way to do it, Kimmy. I mean, not Kimmy. Miss Kitty. Yeah, you gotta clean the shit out of your house. Cleanliness is close to godliness. That's what they say. Nah, I mean, yeah, I kind of got sick of Fortnite. Honestly, I might get back into PUBG though. I just ain't had time today to do crap. So sit in front of this computer and talk to y'all. You open a couple windows. Yeah, it's supposed to be nice enough to do it now. Get some of that fresh air flowing through the house. Being stagnant all day in winter. And freezing your butt off, you know. I mean, it's been an extra cold winter this year, man. I mean, just the cold, not so much the snow. The cold's been brutal this year. I ain't seen this. I ain't seen this kind of weather since 2014, man. We had those like 4 foot snowbanks and shit, dude. We had snow up to my waist. I mean, we had snow up to my waist one year. It was so bad you couldn't even get out to the front door. Opened up my garage door and it's like 4 foot of snow plowing in, you know. I tried so hard and all the kids, my mom and got sick. Husband and father-in-law haven't. That's what's always weird about sickness, man. Sometimes it does skip a few people. I jumped in it. I would jump in it. What was it? What would you jump in, Miss Kitty? Yeah, I wouldn't jump in it, Kitty. No, screw that. I hate snow. Oh, the snow, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't jump into no snow, Miss Kitty. Screw that. Oh, I can't stand the cold. I'm the biggest baby ever when it comes to cold, man. I wrap my head up like a mummy and my whole body like a mummy and go to work. I wrap the whole entire head with a boggin, man. I even got that ski mask. I wear it too. I ain't breathing that shit. Especially as sick as I was, man. I went out there to shovel some snow the last time we had the snow. And man, I coughed my guts out. Influenza, bronchiolitis, upper respiratory infection, ear infection, gastroviruses, and I don't know what else, but we all had these. You know, I had the ear infection around, I think I got an ear infection around Thanksgiving that literally got into my jaw, and my whole jaw was swollen, and I had to get 2 rounds of antibiotics to get rid of that, and then, a couple weeks ago I got sick with this crap, which is probably upper respiratory infection. They gave me amoxicillin for it, so it must be upper respiratory. Plus that too, I ain't stopped coughing my guts out because of it. I'm just starting to feel better now. I gotta finish up my antibiotics. You got bronchiolitis? That's the worst. Ugh. I'm glad I got my tonsils out. I got them out when I was like 30, but I know it's an old age to get them out. But I was like, man, I got sick and tired. Every time I got sick, my throat would swell up like a golf ball, and I would puke and choke on my phlegm and shit. It ain't worth it. And I always got sick, always. I mean, this is like a rarity for me, Miss Kitty. I don't get sick very much, and this is like the first time I've been really, really sick in a long, long time. At least like 7 years. Yeah, bronchiolitis is the worst, Kitty. Ugh, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Yeah, that's the thing, man. You don't get sick for a couple of years, and then that one year comes around, boy, it just hits you right in the freaking ass. It comes right back and hits you in the ass, dude. For real. I'm always the one taking care of everybody. Well, yeah. I mean, they're lucky to have you. I always tell everybody I tell them they got mamas and shit and daddies and brothers and sisters. I said, love them while you got them because they ain't ever gonna be around much long. And that's a fact. I ain't got no family members. Either they're in jail or they're dead or long gone. You know what I mean? Or I don't talk to them. Cherish the times you have with them now because you never know in the future. You may not have that time. You know what I mean? So I always tell everybody, it's a blessing to have your family, for sure. You got a good one. Of course, my family was crap. Though I didn't get COVID, but I took care of my husband and oldest when they got it the same time. Husband got it 3 times. Oh my God, he got it 3 times? Really? Benetta? Benita? But I get the flu. I know, that's crazy. You didn't get COVID and everybody else did, you know? Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Miss Kitty. I heard about that. My deepest condolences about your brother. You're an only child now? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Miss Kitty. Yeah, she lost her brother around, what was it? It was before Christmas or was it before Thanksgiving? I can't remember. I know it was before that time. Sorry to hear that. I hope your dad's doing well, though. I'm only child with 4 kids. Well, I had 3 other siblings. Oh, he's good. That's good. And I had a brother that was from my dad's previous marriage. I had like 5 siblings. My dad adopted my dad's son when he was like 14 in like the mid 80s. He's a lot older than me. And my other brother's older than me too. He's a piece of shit. I don't like him, but yeah, I like my other brother Alan though. He's a good dude. And my sister Victoria. I lost my dad in 2005. We live. Oh, you live with your mom? That's cool. Hope she's doing well. Yeah, I lost my granddad around that time. I lost my granddad in 2007, I believe. Yeah, it's rough, man. Family isn't blood. Sometimes family isn't blood. Yeah, it can be like that. I got better friends. I got friends that treat me better than my own family. You're right about that. Yeah. I got some friends that are ride or die. I mean, I'm like, damn. I wish my own family would be like this to me. You know? Talk about take their shirt off your back, help you fix your car, you know, do stuff around your house whenever something breaks. You know, I've had friends that done shit like that for me. I've done shit like that for people. You know, but hey. Sometimes they're always looking for a little bit more than what they're bargaining for. My mother-in-law just got out of the hospital. She's got first stage congestive heart failure. Ooh, that's not good. Fortunately, she doesn't take care of herself. Hoping she will wake up. She's only 58. Damn. That's young, but I guess if you eat shitty food with really greasy shitty food, that's what happens. You get all those arteries clogged up, and it causes low blood flow. You can have a stroke or a heart attack. That's what happened to my grandfather. He was raised on, back when my grandfather was a kid, everybody fucking soaked everything in lard. Cooked everything in lard, dumped lard in their food. That was like normal. And my grandfather had heart issues from it, later on in life. So he had to cut back on a lot of that kind of stuff and eat better. Yep, 100%. She's a diabetic too. Ooh. Yeah, it's being diabetic's pretty bad. That's no joke. I would never make fun of anybody that's a diabetic. I've seen people get their legs cut off and their arms cut off. I had my buddy Julio. He got his arm cut off, and then his leg because he wouldn't stop drinking soda. Even his own wife told him, You're gonna die if you keep drinking soda. And he ended up dying, you know what I mean? Lost his arm, his leg. Then he ended up having a massive fucking heart attack at the age of 40. I was like, damn, dude. He was a big guy, too. He wasn't little. I mean, he was like overweight. He should have got his weight down, but he never did. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of people get killed. I mean, I think that dude G Mango's had really bad diabetes. That's what he died from. That shit is no fucking joke. When I met her, she wasn't diabetic. Over the years, she has put on insulin, now an insulin pump, definitely not taking care of herself. Well, I mean, some people don't have time to take care of themselves. They eat crap because they're always on the go, and they work, eat crap, work. Well, that's what people did. Grandparents had from diabetes, yeah. Yeah, Crisco killed a lot of people, man. I used to cook everything in that shit. Even, I don't know how old you are, Benita, but when I was a kid, every place cooked with trans fat, MSG, everything, man. And, years later, all of us kids that grew up in the 80s are suffering for it. Hell, I remember going to visit my great grandmother. I didn't even want to eat the food because she was dumping lard in the pan to fry chicken and shit, man. I'm like, good God. Even when I was a kid, I was like, man, that's way too much. My mom never cooked like that for us. Yes. Oh, you were born in 86? Okay. So you were around about that time, man. They also cooked. Yeah, I know. They cooked with bacon grease, too. My God, dude. Who would cook in bacon grease, dude? I remember my grandpa, he didn't know how to cook, but he was like trying to fry sausage in bacon grease. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Just cook your sausage in a pan with no grease. You know? Guess he didn't think about it before it was too late. My grandfather, he loved his bacon, man. Bacon, and he liked biscuits with gravy. Every morning before he went to work in the coal mines. Got lettuce out of the garden. What? Lettuce out of the garden and put bacon grease on it? Oh my God. Well, I guess it ain't too far off. What the hell? Hell, I'll tell you what, you try to give my grandfather a salad, he'd be like, get that damn rabbit food away from me. Give me a goddamn plate of steak and biscuits. I was like, dear steak and biscuits. That was his thing. Give me some beans and full of bacon grease and onions, ramps. I want some ramps. He lived to be 88. Some people, a lot of those older generation dudes, they lived a long time. My grandfather lived to be like 89. But eventually he had too many heart attacks. He couldn't do anything anymore. I bet he was stubborn though. He was stubborn. He was a lot older than my grandma was. I think he met my grandmother when she was like 18 and he was like 23 or 24 back in the 50s. But he lived a long time. Bought his first plot of land to farm at 14. Really? Where did he have a farm at? In Illinois? I know everybody don't know it, but Illinois does have a lot of farmland and stuff. It ain't just about Chicago. Oh yeah, you bought some land in Illinois? That's cool. Yeah, I've been through Illinois. I've seen a lot of farmland there. People wouldn't think it. I've been through New York too. It's like that too. If you go out in the countryside in New York, ain't nothing but farmland, man. As far as you can see. And then when you get into the city, it's like, where the hell did I come from? Where did I go? You know what I mean? People don't realize that when you go through New York, it ain't as developed as you think it is. The city's the most developed part of it. New York, Buffalo, places like that are highly developed, but everywhere else in New York State is country as fuck, bro. Dudes riding around on 4-wheelers, jacked up trucks, and all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? And I thought I was in Redneckville. I didn't even think I left home. You know what I mean? When I went to New York, I was like, and then when you get into the city, people are like, it's like a whole different world. Your house is surrounded by fields? Hell yeah. Oh yeah, Illinois is nice. It's nice and flat. I like flat land. I can't stand these hills, but you know I've been living up in these hills for years. I guess some people likes the mountains. Some people likes the lower land areas. I liked it whenever I lived in Florida. Man, it was nice. You could go anywhere you wanted to go fishing. You go hunting out in the swamp. Get up with a couple rednecks and go hunting out in the swamp. Love the country. It's peaceful. Yeah. I don't know. Some people would say otherwise. Some people like living in the city. If they grew up in the city and they go to the country, it's like they can't stand it. It's too quiet for them. Don't ask me. But if you were raised in the country, it's not so bad. You know what to expect, man. But these city people, man, they fall apart, dude. Whenever they go out in the country, they can't handle it. They complain about the bugs, everything. Yeah, Miss Kitty, I grew up eating gator when I was a little boy living in Mississippi. Husband and one of my sons tried to go hunting the past 2 years and haven't gotten anything. Disappointment. Hey, I've had times like that hunting too. Here, it'd be like 2 or 3 years you ain't shoot shit, and then that's that 1 year you go out hunting and you kill 4 or 5 deer every time. It ain't easy hunting. A lot of people think it's easy deer hunting. It ain't. You gotta wait. If you ain't got the perfect right elements going in your favor, like the wind, you know, if the wind changes on you, that deer smells anything with you around, that'll spook the living crap out of them. I told him least we can fish. Yeah, I mean, fishing's easier than hunting. Depends on what kind of fishing you're doing. Gator is good. I like crappie fishing. That's always been my thing. When I lived in Florida, I used to go to Okeechobee all the time and go crappie fishing with my cousins. Husband can kill a deer with a car. Has twice. Yeah, I've hit a few deers in my time. When I was a little boy, my mom hit a deer once. You know, visit my grandparents. So we had to go get her car and take it to the shop, and we had to go pick up the deer. And my grandparents were like, "Pick that deer up! Don't you waste that damn deer! You put it in the back of my truck. We'll go down there and skin it at the barn." My grandfather. That's how my grandfather sounded. And we'd hang the deer upside down in the barn, and we'd start working on it. You know what I mean? That was the whole thing, man. Roadkill, man. I mean, it was fresh roadkill. It was like the day that it happened when we picked my mom up. First thing my grandfather says, "You boys get out that truck and go get that dang deer and put him in the back of the truck. We got work to do, boys." My mom got in the truck. Then we ended up driving all the way back to my grandpa's house because she was coming to visit us from Florida. That thing caused like $8,000 worth of damage on that car. I remember my grandfather, he had this like cow catcher on the front of his truck. And every time he saw a deer crossing the road, he'd just pour that gas on that truck, man, and hit a deer and knock him over and throw him in the back of the truck. I ain't lying, dude. Fast food, bro. Hey, Stephanie Pooch, how you doing? Good to see you. I ain't lying. My grandpa used to hit deer on purpose. I remember he was like, "Boys, you go get that deer. Throw him in the back of the truck. We're going to have dinner for a month." He used to shoot a lot of them in his garden too. He'd just sit there and wait up on the hill when he has his garden going in the summer and spring. Them deer come up out of that hill like in the evening, in the morning. He'd just sit there and just shoot at them all the time. He'd get a few of them. But you know, in this state, you can shoot deer if they are in your garden and stuff. You know what I mean? Hang on a minute, guys. I'm gonna make me some coffee real quick. I'll be with you in a minute. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. My whole 9 people. Hey, what's up, Simon? Good to see you, bro. Back to the Lord. Back to the Lord. It's Lard Wars, Simon. Backstraps, the coyotes ate all but that. Yeah, coyotes usually eat the animal from the ass up, dude. Never the front down. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of predators, when they kill something, they eat the animal from the ass up, not the head down. There ain't much meat on the head. It's all in the back and in the ribs area. Hey Simon, did you hear about old Mangoes? He ended up dying, man. Sorry about that. You grab some coffee, man. Feeling a little tired. Been up since this morning. I know something about, I mean, Simon might know. I mean, it's something to do with his diabetic issues, Stephanie. I think he was diabetic. He had a lot of issues. You know what I mean? I had a buddy of mine that had that same kind of issue where they had to put him in the hospital all the time because of his diabetes and shit. Get off work, spaghetti was a hit. Really? So everybody liked the spaghetti, huh? Hey, if you know how to make spaghetti good, man, shit, you're definitely a 10. You're a 10 in my book if you know how to make spaghetti. I can make it pretty good, but I like putting a little bit of sugar in my spaghetti to dilute the acidic flavor of it with a little bit of salt, pepper. Hope his children. Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, I didn't like him much, but you know, I don't wish bad for his family. His family's always been good. I knew his old lady. His old lady was a nice person. Really sweet lady. Oh, Sarah, not Julia. Take care of yourself. Nobody else. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just me here. If I died in my house, nobody checked in on me, I'd probably be a small rotten corpse in my own house. It's just me, you know. Me and my buddy that carpools to work every week. Yeah. If you have cats, they will eat you. Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. Dogs, too. I knew an old lady that had a dog, and she had cats, and the dogs ate her face and shit because they were starving. And if that's a ding on the stupid speaker there, I dropped it. Yeah, due to diabetes and diabetes on other complications of health. Yeah, I've had to scale back what I usually eat. Simon, my doctor said I'm post-diabetic, so I gotta be careful. So I quit using sugar and all that shit. I don't eat nothing like that anymore. That's a product of your upbringing, you know. Your parents letting you eat garbage, you know, and then later on in life you get screwed over in life, you know. That's why a lot of people are having problems now in their older years because their parents let them eat stupid stuff. Dogs will eat the throat. Yeah, they'll eat just about anything. A dog will eat anything if it's starving. I remember there was a little old lady in Florida. She had a bunch of dogs. And when the little old lady croaked over and died, her dogs ate her alive. It was awful. They said they had to unalive all the dogs to get the body parts for the family so they could have a funeral because there weren't much left. You know what I mean? But she had been in that house for about a month. And before anybody found her. That's the real bad thing, man. Especially when I was working lawn maintenance. We'd go to a lot of places that, you know, you wouldn't think, but the yards are overgrown and stuff like that. Usually gotta check in on people like that. Because you don't know if they're elderly or whatnot and they ain't out mowing their yard and shit. They could be dead. A lot of people don't know that. That's why a lot of us, when I was doing yard maintenance, you go to buy a house like that and you smell like something rotten with the yard out uncapped and all that shit, you know something's up. And a lot of people would usually go check them out just to make sure, or call them, you know, police to have somebody go there and check them out to make sure they weren't dead or anything. I've had that happen to me a few times, man. When I was working lawn maintenance, finding dead bodies. That was in Florida, not here. I don't have that problem here. I'm off work. Yeah. You gotta go work, Benita? Okay. Don't overexert yourself. Yeah, I don't think I'll be on here much longer. I just was gonna do like an hour live stream or whatnot. Oh god, I'm starting to sound like fucking Pete Birdo. Whatnot? Jesus Christ. Old turdo. Yeah, I just got done messing with that computer. I've had actually time to build it because I was sick. I was sitting on the parts waiting for about a month for the parts. That's one thing I don't like about building a computer is waiting on the parts. It takes like a month to get everything you need. It took me a month to get all these damn parts. I ain't doing that again for at least another 3 or 4 years. At least 3 or 4 years. I don't have to do that shit again. Birdo has issues on every channel he goes to. Truly is ridiculous. Yeah, I know. It's his own fault. He set himself up for that shit, you know what I mean? By telling people, those transgender fucking bullshit issues. That's a you problem, not everybody else's problem, dude. So why do we need to cater to your stupidity? Yeah. I mean, I ain't judging the dude. He's a weirdo anyways. I mean, who the fuck goes on panels and just... It's fucking annoying, dude. He doesn't have any panel etiquette. He doesn't know how to talk to people or communicate with people. You know, I'm a people person. I can talk to anybody. This is my generation. You know, people actually took the time to stop to talk to each other instead of like be disconnected. This day's youth, they don't talk to people unless they're typing to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, the art of conversation is lost on these people now these days. You know, they don't know how to communicate with other people in real life. They're cut off because of the technology, and it's a sad shame. I mean, back when we was kids, our technology was kicking a fucking can down the road and going out, going fishing. I don't know how many times when I was a little boy, my mom kicked me out of the fucking house, handed me $20, and we she used to tell us to come home before the lights came back on outside. You know what I mean? So there was many times I didn't get to stay indoors all the time. I remember drinking out of people's freaking hoses and shit because I was dehydrated because I didn't have water. You know what I mean? Plus that too, my mom. I don't know. My living situation with my parents was horrible. Abuse, major abuse. But it is what it is. Some people have it too good now. They get spoilt rotten. They ain't had it hard like us when we was kids, man. When I was a kid, man, you got your ass beat if you didn't work. You got your ass beat if you talk back. Now these days, kids don't get that now. People taking away their electronic shit makes them freak out worse than getting beat. That's worse than beating a kid, man, back in the day. When we was kids, taking their stuff from them. I mean, my buddy took his kids' electronics and shit, and he had it come apart, bro. I ain't never seen somebody act so fucking, like, bratty-ish, bro, my whole life, dude. Because he got in a fight at school with a kid. His dad took all of his electronics and shit away from him. Dude, I thought he was throwing a temper tantrum, dude. I mean, what the hell? He's like, well, we can't hit him, so we gotta take his shit away. I was like, damn. That's what you do for punishing a kid now these days? Back in my day, you got beat up, dude. I don't believe in punishing kids like that, but still, They should leave the punishment to the parents' discretion. Making a hut in the field in the middle of... Yeah, I remember doing that shit, bro. I remember going out making forts and shit in the woods when I was a kid. Hell, I lived in the woods when I was a kid. I used to run away all the time. Couldn't stand living with my mom. So we used to make like little lean-to shelters and shit out in the woods. I lived out in the woods for a while until they caught me. I do that all the time. I do it like once or twice a year when I was a kid. Used to run away. Used to steal shit all the time. I didn't give a fuck as a kid. I used to sleep on park benches when I was like 12. While I lived in Florida. You got a phone call. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my childhood was with a fishing rod, Simon, and hanging out with my friends. Missed a portion. You missed a portion. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't have to come to my boring streams if you don't want to. I don't talk about much crap anyways, really. Nobody really watches my channel anyways, which is good. I don't care if anybody does or not anyways. I'm so boring I can make paint dry. I mean, I'm so boring I can make somebody watch paint dry. It'd be more entertaining. What in the hell is wrong with my damn Facebook? Can't even find what I'm looking for on there. Dadgummit. I'm at Walmart. So you're at Walmart? Okay. You getting some food or something for the kids for the weekend? Well, I don't even shop at Walmart. You got an Aldi's in your area? I shop at Aldi's personally. I get better deals there. I only get like the one or two things at Walmart. I don't feel like walking around with all those damn people in there. Too many damn people at Walmart, I swear to God. I only get the one or two items there. Oh, okay, so you're getting the one or two items? Yeah, I get you. Yeah, the only thing I like from Walmart is the outdoor stuff and electronics. That's about it. That's the only reason why I go to Walmart. Other than that, I don't even fuck with them. Or if I have to get like one or two things food wise. Walmart used to be good, but man, all the people go there and freaking. It's just too much for just a little, you know? Yeah, depends on where you live. I mean, here it's not probably as bad as where you live, but it's bad for West Virginia. Going to the Walmarts and stuff here, you know? I mean, I think it's always been like that ever since they started making Walmart into a superstore. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was a kid, Walmarts looked like little dime stores, you know? They looked like a Woolworth or a Big Lots, you know what I mean? I think where I lived in Florida, we had like one of the original Walmarts that had just opened, and it didn't look like a big ass super center. It was just a little tiny old store, about the size of a Kmart or uh, the size of Bell Clinzy's or Montgomery Ward's. You know what I mean? It was a little tiny shop, and I'll tell you what, the stuff back when I was a kid, when they first opened up WalMarts, they had some good quality stuff. Now these days, Walmart sucks. It's just a wash of Chinese crapola. Stuff that'll break on you within a month. You know what I mean? You don't get good quality stuff like you used to. I can't leave without spending $100 usually. Yeah, that's the way it is now, man. I remember back in the day, $100 could get you $500-600 worth of food now. I mean, shoot, $100, that's like 20 items or less now. It's crazy how how things have changed, you know. I used to go $100. I can load up almost two grocery carts full of food back in the day. Now these days, I can get you 20 or 30 items, if that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't really shop like that anymore. But when I had more than one person living here, I used to do that. But you know, I go shopping once every week or so, like towards the weekend when I come home from work. And I'll pick up enough food for my lunches, and for me to last like a week. You know, like hamburger and shit like that. You miss it? Yeah, I know I do too, man. But it is what it is. I remember when a pack of cigarettes cost $1. Now they're like $12. I'm like, what the fudge? Three teens and a 9-year-old. Oh yeah, yeah. Then you're gonna be spending a lot of money on stuff. Eggs, bread, and milk is just under $20. I know, it's insane how much eggs have gone up. 2 years ago, I could have got eggs for $2 a carton. Now they're like $4 or $5. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. It's always been like that though up north though. So I've been places like New York and shit, man. And that was in 2014. A gallon of milk cost you $5 in New York. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Compared to West Virginia's prices, it's insane. I mean, it's too bad if you like tobacco. You got to come to places like Virginia and West Virginia to get your tobacco, man, because it's cheap here. That's why a lot of people come here to get it. $8 here, eggs. Really, Simon? That's insane. Uh, I I think the last time I went to the store, Simon, they were $4 here at least for a carton of eggs. I guess it does. I guess you can go out and get some chickens and save you money on eggs, but then you gotta deal with the chickens, man. They're a pain in the ass, dude. Or $10 to $12, really. Probably in some places. I wouldn't doubt it. In California, really. I know in Mexico they're like $1 a carton in Mexico, dude. I don't know if you ever been to Mexico, Simon, but when I went to Mexico, when I stayed in Mexico for about a month, they used to sell their eggs in cartons, and they left the chicken crap on them, and they kept them out. Like, they didn't have them in refrigerators like we do here. They kept them out in the open in every store. So when you went to go get eggs in Mexico, that's how they had them out sitting out in the displays, and they kept the crap on them. And then you bought them that way, you know what I mean? And then you wash them yourself whenever you use them. 60 eggs, $30, really, for 60 eggs? That's crazy. I don't know how anybody does it, man. They say it's gonna get worse before it gets any better. With this bullshit inflation, how does the government expect us to pay for food and all this crap? And work at the same time. It's like, with all this inflation and shit, man, it's insane. I don't care if they keep raising the cost of your money and shit, you know what I mean? Because of the inflation, it's still not enough to take care of your family and shit, especially like you, but if you got more than one kid, you gotta work 2 or 3 jobs to take care of your fucking kids, man. If you're doing it by yourself, it ain't gonna be easy. I don't know how people do it, man, honestly. I got 2 jobs right now. My side hustle job and the job I work, And I can barely make ends meet. That's just myself. Full time and still paycheck to paycheck, 2-car payment. That sucks, man. So that's the problem, though. That's like, people waste all that money, started going into debt, not paying credit back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And then years later, in 2008, we had that recession. Our kids, our parents' kids are going to be paying for their debt and inflation. They should have known better than a lot of these people to have all this credit and all that shit going in and out, that they weren't going to be able to pay for it if they lost their jobs. It's crazy, man. I remember in 2012, they laid me off of my coal miner job. And I just said, fuck it, I ain't working for them if they're going to just keep laying me off and hiring fucking scabs, you know what I mean? So I started working at Walmart doing retail for years. And I just never went back to doing it. That's the whole reason why I moved here, because my brother-in-law got me a job in the coal mines working with him. He got to keep his position because his daddy was a big old coal mining boss, But I ended up getting laid off. I worked for him from 2005 until 2012. Well, it really wasn't their fault. Obama was cutting all the coal mines, this son of a bitch. Because they were doing that whole Green Deal initiative bullshit, which destroyed a lot of the mines. I make the most I ever have now. Still doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. They're coming here from places like Guatemala and shit, trying to get the American dream. The American dream's been dead for years, man. Ain't no way you're gonna become a millionaire living in America in this day and age. You're gonna be living below the poverty line now these days. They come here and they just, they can't get it, or they're working like the most menial jobs nobody wants, you know what I mean? While, Americans either on welfare, they're looking for those type of jobs that are high paying jobs, and they're doing the jobs that we don't want to do. You know what I mean? So they're basically scraping at the bottom of the barrel for jobs. I don't know. I think it was New York. New York government was pissed off at the government for defunding them because they wanted to pay for these illegals to stay in these ritzy hotel rooms and shit in New York, dude. And they wanted the taxpayers to pay for that shit. What the fuck, dude? They were just busting them in, dude, in New York. Shit, those people are living better than our own people that are homeless on the street, man. I don't know what to tell you on that one. In California, yeah, I heard eggs, yeah. Yeah, they can keep California, dude. I think instead of building the wall around Mexico, they should build it around California and exclude them from being a part of the United States and say they're a part of Mexico. We can live without California, I'm just saying. Fuck California. Not allow their people to come into our country, the rest of our country, you know what I mean? To pollute the rest of the country with their woke bullshit, you know what I mean? I mean, shit, they didn't even have water to put those fires out, son. Donald Trump had to go there and troll the fuck out of them to get fucking Gavin Newsom to do that for him, you know what I mean? Because they were trying to save some fucking stupid little fish, man. Shit. Why don't they spend half of that money going down there in North Carolina and South Carolina to fix up all the damage from all the flooding they had during those storms, man? There's some people that live out there still ain't got their homes fixed or anything like that, dude. Because the government ran out of fucking money for FEMA. FEMA didn't even have money to freaking help them. I mean, they do now, but back when that happened, they didn't have money to help them. And then they were arresting people for trying to bring in goods that FEMA should have been doing that job, and USDA to bring in food to help our own people out. They wouldn't even do it, dude. It's fucking crazy. Hey, what's up, Mac 11? I ain't seen you around in a while. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, I feel sorry for the people of California, though. But fires there. That's the big thing about California's fires, because they don't clear cut them woods, man. They don't clean out all the old overburden shit that's been dead. They quit doing that stuff. Back in the day, they used to clean it up all the time. They never had fires like the way they do now. We do that here, though. I mean, we clear cut all the bad stuff out, and that way it doesn't cause forest fires and stuff. We clean all that crap out, or we cut it down and create fire lines through the mountains. Like little strips. Clear out the land like little strips in the mountains here. Those fire lines keep it to where if it does one side of the woods catch on fire, it doesn't jump to the next one. They do a lot of that here, so they don't do that in California. But we do got a lot of fucking trees here, man. It's insane. I remember my grandfather telling me they used to go work out for the state fire department, and they used to, on the weekend, in the National Guard when he was a little boy, they'd all get together with his dad and his mom, and they used to go out clearing mountains, little strips out in the mountains for fire lines, and taking all the overburden stuff and burning it to keep from having forest fires. They don't do that shit in Cali. At least I think of it now, they don't. My dad used to live out in California. That's the only reason why I know about it. You know what I mean? My dad was from Virginia, but he lived out in California for years after he retired from the military. He used to work out there. But I lived with his brothers out in Miami and Mississippi. He had two brothers that lived there. He had he had a sister that lived out in New Orleans. He had another sister that lived. I mean, my dad's family was huge, dude. I think he had 11 brothers and sisters. It's crazy. People back in the day had a lot of kids, man. More than they're having kids now these days. I guess life expectancy back in the old days wasn't very good, so they had as many kids as they could, you know what I mean? My grandparents had a lot of kids. My dad's people, not my mom's. My mom's mom probably had like 3 kids, 1 son and 2 daughters. But my dad's mom had like fucking 10 or 11 kids, man. They had a huge family, dude. You go to one of my family reunions on my dad's side, man, in Virginia, there's like legit 1,000 people, man, that come to that family reunion. It's almost like a state fair, man. People coming from all over the country, dude. I don't think I've been to one of my dad's family reunions in like, I don't know, 13 years. It's been a while. They invite me all the time. I just think I ain't never found the time to go out and do it, you know what I mean? But they usually got huge family reunions. They gotta like rent out a whole park, dude, when they have a family reunion. You might bump into somebody you don't know. And it's like, dang, oh, you're my cousin? Okay, hey, hell yeah. You know? Just thinking it's some random person in that town, you know? They used to have it in, I think it's Witsville, where my dad was from. They don't have it there anymore. They have it in, they started having it in Florida this past couple years. So they all started moving to Florida. So now they got the family reunions down in Florida now. But, you know, all the brothers that died and, you know, the relatives that were born in Virginia get buried in the family plot in Virginia, though. That's where I buried my dad. I had to drive his body. Well, they flew his body to Virginia and we had to pick it up in 2000 and, I think it was 2011 when he died. No, it might have been 2012 or 2011. I can't remember. It's been a couple of years. We drove him to Virginia and buried him in Virginia. Me and my brother Alan. Because that was me and my brother's dad, you know. We ended up burying him there. But other than that, that's. But if I die, I don't want to be buried over there. I told mom, if like one of my nieces or nephews are still alive, I told myself, you find me dead, rolled up in a corpse, sitting on the couch, just you know, have me cremated and throw my ashes in a litter box. At least get some use out of them. Hey, Miss Audrey, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Still on conference meeting for work. Hey, Chad, how you doing? You're at work right now? I got off of work around 4. I don't know what time how long they work you to death. You might be in a different area where than I live. Here it's the East Coast. Right now it's about 5 o'clock. I usually work from 5 to 4. That's when I work my hours. Well, I get off around 3:30. Get out of the office at 4, really? Oh. CST, what's that? Were you like you a businessman or something? You a lawyer? I ain't corporate life? Okay. Yeah. You get a job like that, you're lucky. Central Standard Time. Oh yeah, you live in a different part of the state then. Yeah, I live on the East Coast. Another call. Y'all, you take care of yourself, Benita. Thank you for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I live out in the. Well, my town is not like big like yours probably is, but it's kind of like a rural bumpkin town up here in West Virginia. Corporate risk management and safety professional. That's a pretty good job to have. I'm sure you make a good living at doing it. But, you know, my little small town where I live, they got one place for, you know, like what I do for a living, IT stuff. You grew up in a small town. 2 stoplights. Hey. I mean, my town ain't that small, but it's pretty small. I mean, compared to some of the places I've lived before. But yeah, I work IT. I fix computers and stuff with my buddy. Raised family farm. Yeah, I was raised on a farm too, down here in Glen Daniels. Yeah, up near Daniels in Virginia, West Virginia. I was raised on a farm. My grandfather had dairy. It was like kind of like a dairy farm. He's raising female heifers and not Hereford, no, it was Jersey cows for milk, and they were making butter and stuff like that, and selling butter and milk, and then I think he had a couple beef cows too. He raised horses and mules. My granddad did, and he had a big old farm. But he was also a coal miner too. Yeah, I mean, my grandparents they didn't have a toilet until like they didn't have a sewage. Well, they had to get a city came in and told them in the 90s they needed to get a septic tank. They had to get a septic tank. But before then, throughout the 80s and early mid 90s, they had an outhouse. They used an outhouse until like 1984, my grandparents did. And then they had to put in a septic tank. Legally, they had to because of the government coming in and capping all the wells off and stuff, and they couldn't, they were drinking well water for years. 200 acres? That's pretty good. My grandparents owned 100. But both, I mean, I think he owned 100. My grandparents owned 100 acres, but like, I don't know, 16 acres of it was farmable and livable on because the rest of it was all hill. Had an outhouse. Really? Well, that's probably, yeah, small football town. Yeah. I don't know where you're from, but I'm sure it's rural as fuck. Mom rents land, 150 acres, yeah. Yeah, my granddad was a coal miner. And he was doing that lumberjack and shit on his own side. Him and his brothers used to do a lot of that. They used to go out and cut trees for a living, and they would use mules to drag it out of the woods. Louisiana? Yeah. Louisiana's nice. I've been through there once or twice. I got kin that live out there near Algiers in New Orleans. I got couple cousins that live out there. I've only been there twice though. It's nice. But yeah, my granddad was in the lumber. He used to work for the big lumber company. He married my grandmother because my grandmother's father owned a big sawmill, and he was working cutting wood for her father after World War II to basically build all these little like houses back in the 1940s and stuff like that. Because after the war, they needed a lot of lumber, so they started cutting lumber down here. And he started out doing that and then working in the coal mines. My granddad did. After he got home from the war. Family and traditions. We different breed. I guess in some aspects, yeah. I mean, them old school people were tougher than shit, man. Ain't like they are now. Coal mines are scary, yeah. They can be. I worked in them for a couple of years. I mean, if you got claustrophobia, it's not for you. Most of the time, you had to buy special clothing, Miss Audrey, if you work in the coal mines. Non-static and conductive clothing. Your boots had to be a special type of boot. You had to wear specialized clothing because if you go down in the mines and they had a gas leak, a methane gas leak, and you got any spark off your clothing or your boots, it'd blow that whole fucking mine up. You had to wear special non-static conducting clothing. You couldn't smoke down there. You couldn't have a lighter down there. Most of the guys down there used to chew tobacco and stuff because they couldn't smoke. You know what I mean? So a lot of them ended up doing the chewing tobacco and stuff. That's why you see a lot of rednecks from up here in the mountains. They chew a lot of tobaccos because they worked in the coal mines. These call them rednecks because they used to wear red scarves around their necks and they put them over their freaking face while they were under the line so they wouldn't breathe in all the coal dust. I mean, we had rebreathers, but yeah, it was pretty rough. I mean, I knew a guy that was a coal bolter. He'd bolt the side of the roof with like metal caging mesh and the bolts, and he would drill, and then they would bolt that bolt into the roof to keep that side of the coal seam from collapsing on yourself. Back in the old days, they used to stack up wood, you know, in like sections, and then hold that top of that seam up. That way it wouldn't collapse. But now they use that netting, metal netting and bolting on the coal seam. Interesting, yeah. I used to work on the belts, though. That's what I did. I worked above ground on the heavy machinery and shit. With the backhoes and the bulldozers and shit, loading up the coal after it comes out of the mine from the belt. We'd go down there and scoop it up, or if the belt broke in the wintertime, we had to go and fix the belts and stuff. Or if the motor burnt out or something, we had to fix something, The machinery, if it broke, we had to keep it going, though, all through the winter, though, because if you let the motor stay cold and you don't run them all winter, the motors were harder to get started back up again with diesel. So we had to keep them going all winter long. We had somebody on call keeping those machines going all the time. I tell you what, though, it's cold in mines, man. You'll freeze your ass off, man. But it was good money, but man, it ain't worth getting laid off all the time and then them wanting you to come back to work for them. I was like, fuck that shit. It was like playing Russian roulette working for them. I don't think it was really worth it. You know what I mean? They were laying people off all the fucking time, man. I had a better steady job working for Walmart than I did there. You know what I mean? Plus that too, I probably have some health issues down the road when I get older. Black lung and shit. That's one of the main issues with coal miners is black lung. Yeah, it takes a certain type of breed of people to work in the coal mines. I did it for 5 years. I wouldn't want to go back to doing it again. My cousins all do it though. My younger cousin, my niece, my nephew. Well, not my niece, but my nephew is a coal miner. My sister's son. He does coal mining. He makes a pretty good living at it too. He's been working with his daddy, coal mining for years. That's all they've ever known, All right, guys, I think I'll get off here. It's 5 o'clock, and I think I'm gonna get off here, guys. Thank you for coming in, though, everybody. Thanks for showing up to the stream. And I appreciate every last one of y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be doing this. This has been your old pal Hondo. Hondo signing out. Thank you for coming to my live stream, everybody. God bless and take care.